Okay, so first I want to start off saying that this video quality is going to be terrible because I really don't want to go hunting for my camera, and I think it needs to be charged, and I don't even know where the charger's at. And I was in the middle of working on some stuff, and things kind of fell in place, I guess you can say, for me to do this video. So I'm doing it on my laptop, which is terrible quality, but hey, it is what it is. Um, Second, yes, I'm in my bathroom. This is like the only decent lighting in my house right now, and I'm not about to try to go upstairs and set it all up. And no, like, mm-mm. Um, Third, I'm kind of scared to do this video. I'm, I mean, if I'm being terribly honest, we all know that chismosas like to come out of the woodwork, and they're like, I don't know, cockroaches that like there's like a fresh piece of meat out and they're gonna sniff it out kind of thing. But hey, you got to give them something to do at the end of the day, right? But there are a couple of big reasons why I wanted to do this video, and the first one being is that I kind of feel that there's a few people that I know that are kind of in a really hectic point in their lives and just trying to find their footing. And I feel like I can relate very greatly to it. And maybe not just them, maybe it's just something that a lot of people are feeling everywhere, as we're getting further into the year and things like that. You start to feel these feelings of not everything's not going according to plan, or things are not, you know, you don't feel in control of things, and that's totally fine. Um, and I guess what I want to tell those people is it's okay to not be in control all the time. You Anybody who says, they have their shit together, I'm sorry. The only other person that has their shit together is Jesus, and you ain't Jesus. Um, it's okay. I want to validate your feelings of just not feeling like you're in control where things are falling apart, and you yourself are falling apart. You're having, you know, terrible feelings, about yourself or about your situations or whatever that may be. And I guess what I want you to know is that it's okay. We all have hard times, we all hit struggles, we all have our difficulties. Lord knows my long list of difficulties. And I just want to validate those feelings for you. I want you to know that it's okay. I'm always the person that's very strong, always has their head in a good place, good head on their shoulders kind of thing. And I too constantly feel this way. And I feel bad when people, I don't want to say like praise me for how strong I am, but like they acknowledge that I've gone through a lot in my life. And they're like, oh, but you can handle anything. And it's like, truth, no. That's what you see is a pretty picture that I paint for you, because deep down it's not like that at all. Um, Sometimes I do feel like I can handle things and it's not a big deal, and then there's times that I'm just like, yeah, because life is just hard. It throws things at you that you're just like, how do I handle this? You're put into situations that you feel, unsure. You lose confidence. It's rough, y'all. It's unbearable at times. And I guess I want those people to know that yes, it is feeling unbearable and you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel right now, but that doesn't last forever. It may not happen tomorrow, it may not happen in a few days, weeks, months. Hell, it may not even happen in a year or two. It may take years, but you will get there. And you will find people along the way to help you and support you. And, you know, the same way those chismosas come out of the woodwork are the same way that those angels come out of that woodwork. And you could be having an off day and something happens to where you automatically feel just so uplifted and so inspired and maybe even more than that, you know. And this video, I wanted to be for y'all, to just give you some sliver of hope, um, and just maybe feel like somebody can relate to you. The second part of this video I wanted to do is because lately I've been feeling like I have to explain a lot to a lot of people, and it's not necessarily their fault. It's kind of mine in a way. And I guess I wanted to address it. And if I have to like talk to somebody about it, I think I'm just gonna like send them the link to this video because I'm a little tired, excuse me, of like having to explain and whatnot. So I'm just gonna go straight into this. Some of you all know that I want to say back in October, it might have started before then, but in October is when it got really bad. I have been dealing with some health issues. Most of y'all know that I do have chronic health issues. And it's always been a struggle for me. Back in October, I had a really bad flare, which I kind of just assumed was just possibly part of a recovery process from a surgery I had earlier that year, and because I wasn't adjusting well to the medication. It got really bad, and I had to start putting all my time and effort into things that I needed to get done, or what I like to call the essential things and not the things that I want. So I did kind of, I don't want to say isolate myself, but I distanced myself from, you know, a lot of social things, even with family. And it was hard, because deep down inside, I was going through a lot. I was doing a lot of suffering in silence, and it was difficult. I didn't feel good. It wasn't great. And then I had to do a round of steroids, which at the beginning felt good, but if you've ever done or know somebody who's done around steroids, that's kind of always how it happens. You start off feeling great, and then you just start to feel really bad afterwards. Um, and of course of that, there's side effects. And one of the biggest side effects for me was that my face got really puffy. I already have a round face. I already have, you know, cheeks. Um, and I'm fine with that. I normally feel very confident in myself and, you know, in my body and my curves and my longhas. Like I don't care. Um, but this really messed with me because of the fact that having chronic illnesses, your body doesn't represent what you feel. And at this point, my body started to represent how I felt. And it really screwed me up. On top of that, I was dealing with some really personal stuff that really devastated me. It hurt because it had to deal with me and my husband having children, and that I just wasn't expecting to have that reaction. Um, so that really threw me off. On top of when you don't feel good constantly, it starts to mess with you mentally. And then having lack of confidence issues, self esteem issues during that time, it's brutal, to be perfectly honest. So I did distance myself a lot because I was just afraid of having to talk about it. And if I talked about it, it made it even more real. And I just didn't want to have to do this all the time with every person that I hung out with, that, and I'm not saying, that that was going to be the case, but when you have your close group of friends and then your not so close group of friends, they don't always know, and it's not their fault. People are just curious on, how are you doing in your life if they care about you. And you don't want to tell them, hey, well, I'm not doing that great, because it's like, you don't want to hurt their feelings. And I'm the type of person that I don't want to hurt people that I care about. Um, so I did keep a lot to myself, and it was just a lot of me and my husband, and that's a lot to handle for two people. Um, after some time, I started to feel a little bit better, and I thought, hey, things are getting good. The holidays came around, and I was just really just enjoying my time with my family, with my husband, with my friends. I got to see my best friends that happened to be in town right before the holidays, and it was just great to just have a night to hang out with them and laugh like we normally do, and just escape the reality of things. And I came into the new year having such high hopes. Starting off the year last year, I had a really crazy surgery. Not crazy, but it was crazy for me because it was my first actual surgery that wasn't laparoscopic, and because it was going to be a surgery where I have a visible scar. Um, which is kind of funny because now I go around telling people that I got into a bar fight, and it's hilarious. Um, but I came in positive, wanted to start off the year strong, just hoping so much. And right before the Christmas holidays, I got good news that I started responding to one medication. And while I wasn't at the end goal, I was getting there, which was awesome. So I felt, yeah, this is the, kind of motivation that I needed. Things are going to be great. And then almost like a month later, I get a phone call, and it's like, metabolic blood wise, my body's not doing well. So I have to do another round of steroids for longer than I expected. And I was devastated. I was devastated because I knew that this was going to be a hindrance to the things that I want to do this year, to the goals that I'd set for myself. And I was just tired of the constant setback. I was just tired. And, you would think by now I'd be used to it, but I'm not, because my life is lived on a day to day basis. And there's days that I feel like I can do so much. And then there's days that I feel like, how the hell am I going to get out of this bed? You know, and it really just, it broke my heart, essentially. It didn't break my spirits up until maybe a few days, maybe like even a week ago, where I started to feel the little trickling of like depression, where I don't enjoy the things that I used to, and the things that I do, my routine, I do because more of obligation than wanting to do it, if that makes any sense. And it may seem like I have it all together, and the truth is that I don't. I'm not saying that I'm struggling, but I am, I'm a little rocky right now. And it's hard to admit that. And I just don't want to have to feel like I have to explain this all the time. And I just feel bad because people were telling me like I haven't seen you in a year. It's like, well, yeah, you kind of haven't because I hid myself away because I was dealing with health stuff. And I guess I just kept asking myself, why do we have to live like that? Like, why do we have to hide the fact that you know we're not perfect. We're not life isn't always what you see on social media. And I just felt like now was the time to do it. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but the main reason why I hadn't done this video is because I just didn't feel good, you know. On top of which, a few weeks ago, I realized that my last selfie of myself was like in June, and it made me feel bad. I was never this person that was so afraid of how they looked, and I just didn't feel like me. And I want to do things to make me feel like myself again, to just accept that my life is insane. It's nuts. I can't always predict what's going to happen. I can try to schedule as much as I want, but at the end of the day, if my body doesn't feel good, I don't feel good, and whatever I was going to do is not going to happen. um And I want to bring awareness to that because I feel like people with chronic illnesses are often portrayed as like lazy or flaky friends. And the truth is that we're not the best of, like, we can't be the greatest friends because our lives are so unpredictable. And some people are okay with that and some people are not. And that doesn't make you a bad person or anything. It just says that you're not, sorry, I got an itch. You're just not okay, with having inconsistency in your life, and that's fine. But I hope this video kind of helps people who find themselves in difficult times, and just sort of something you can see and relate to. At the same time, I hope this clarifies some things for some friends and distant family and stuff like that have kind of been wondering where I've been and things like that. I'm okay right now. I can't tell you what's going to happen because it's a day-to-day thing. I am going to try to do things different while on this steroid to maybe help alleviate some of the other symptoms that I was feeling. And I just really want to do things more healthily in the sense of mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and then physically. As you do gain weight on being on steroids and stuff, but I do also want to give a huge thank you to everyone that has just been so understanding and supportive and loving and just great through this time that was really hard for me, particularly my husband, who just deals with so much and is my constant biggest supporter. And just, okay, I'm not gonna go into that because I'm gonna cry, and Lord knows I'm not gonna do that in this video. But also, a group of people that I do have on social media that are just, you guys are so amazing and inspirational and just so much more than that to me. I cannot thank you enough, and I hope that one day I can be what you were to me to somebody else, or be that what you were to me to you. Things are just, crazy, and I just hope that not only do I make it through everything with my sanity and my sense of humor, but also with, wisdom, and able to share my wisdom with people and just makes me a better person, and that I learned from these experiences. Um, so yeah, this video is a little all over the place, but um, I just wanted to quickly do this and get it out of the way so I could stop feeling this need to do it and just be like, okay, it's out there. It's going to speak to whoever it needs to speak to. And it's, we'll see what happens, what goes from there. Um, I hope y'all are doing well. I wish you guys good weekends, good, weeks, months, days, years, and, just be, I don't know, I kind of feel like Ellen, be kind to one another, just be friendly, just be, show your humanity. There's nothing wrong with that. Um, I'm gonna let y'all go because I need to go check on the dogs and I need to get back to doing what I was doing. And I will see y'all later.